There you go.
Okay. Are we actually on yet, or?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Right, well, hello everybody. It's us again. It's been a while, or all of a week. Um, we've got with us tonight, we have our usual button monkey, Mr. Danny the GFP. Hello, Danny.
Bonjour, nanu nanu, cheeky monkeys, etc., etc.
Etc., etc. And we're also joined for the second time of this parish by Mr. John Welsh. Good evening, John.
Hello all, thank you for having me on again. Apologies if I sound a little bit like I'm underwater. Apparently don't like having
I think we got the gist of that.
Yeah, he started well and then submerged. Starts well and then went quiet. But it's a pleasure to have you, sir. Hopefully we can hear you throughout. Right. Okay. So obviously there wasn't a game on Saturday, so there was nothing to talk about there.
Absolutely nothing.
But there was a game this evening.
This season will go down as we only played 37 games.
37 games, absolutely. Final score: Arsenal 2, Leicester 1. It wasn't quite as laid back and comfy as it probably should have been. Let's be honest. But 2-0 up and pretty much cruising. Koscielny's first goal on the 27th minute from the corner from Ozil, and then Theo Walcott notching on the 41st minute. So really, coming at the end of the first half, we should have been cruising. Then Kramaric got his first goal in English football, 61st minute. Leicester got one back. Danny, what was your thoughts? What was your general impressions on the game?
I was just annoyed that the fact that yet again we seem to have gone back to we start winning the game, take it easy, and then we end up nearly throwing the game away. It happened at the weekend, and it happened again tonight. They could have easily. I mean, we should have been 4-0 up by half time. I think Ozil was just showed what a world-class player he is, nicking a living, and he set up the 2 goals. I mean, I don't know if you count the rebound off the goalie from the Ozil shot as an assist to Walcott, but I am because I'm biased. And it's just fantastic seeing him playing. Cazorla was a little bit quiet, I thought. Theo was back on form, 3 goals in 3 games for him now. Nice to see Cos get up there and get a goal. Ospina looked a little bit flappy at times. I mean, a couple of times he went up for the ball and caught it, and I thought, oh, that's a good thing, because if he doesn't catch it, it might be a goal and against us, and that's not good, unless he's at the other end, but I don't think that counts. That'd be handball. Ramsey going off. He was only on for 9 minutes and going off again, and there's already the Twitter and people are saying, that's it, they've had to have him put down in the dressing room. Worried. But Leicester are bottom of the league by about 4 points for a reason, because they're shit. And we made them look like they're a mid to top half team in the table. Their Cambiasso was just rolled back the years and showed a bit of class with the way that because Wenger was shouting and screaming, that's handball, and he showed in the replay it wasn't handball at all. He managed to play Twister over the ball, and it didn't touch any of his paws, and then got it back out, and then they scored. But it's just the angle and the amount of space that kid had to score that goal was minuscule. So there you go.
And by kid, you mean Kramaric, of course.
Yes.
You just didn't want to say it, did you?
Well, I've got it in front of me. 61 minutes. Kramaric. Is he Croatian,
good.
isn't he?
Yes. Good job there.
We have a Croatian listening. Hello, Luca.
It was a good job that Appcom didn't come on. Is that how you? Anywho,
You'd have had a job because he wasn't even on the bench.
No, very good job. John, anything you want to add to Danny's appraisal there, or anything you noticed or want to pick up on?
The only thing really is that we tend to get this sort of nervy look to our game immediately following the game loss.
You've gone underwater again, John.
Oh dear. Have I disappeared again?
Yeah, it's like you start talking and then it sort of fades out. It's very odd.
Oh. No, I mean, actually got it spot on. But yeah, they're being so nervy in a game against the team.
Well, you've gone again.
Oh, John. And he's got his dial-up internet.
Oh, John.
Oh, dear.
I don't know what gremlins are in your system, but it's very strange. It's like you start talking and then it just goes quiet like that, really quiet. I don't know why. Have a look at your settings, John, and I'll come back to you. See if we can get to the bottom of this.
What did you think of the game, Kris?
Okay.
Well, I didn't see a lot of it in truth, Danny, because unlike you with your pirate techniques, no,
Pyrotechnics.
Piracy techniques.
I watched it via the means of fireworks.
How yes, indeed you did. It's quite an achievement. I didn't watch the game. I followed Arsenalist's highlights and listened to it on Arsenal Player, and it struck me. Nigel Winterburn was in the co-commentary box, and at 2-0, I think we were all kind of we got the recliners out, we got the sunbeds out, and we got the old straw hats on, and just relaxed and thought, oh yeah, that's it, nice and easy. We'll win 5-0, and straight away I thought, yes, John, go for it. Sorry, John's going to restart and come back. So yeah, we were just in that sort of reclining seat position and just laid back, and it seemed like we would just go on and roll them over, or that's what everyone seemed to think. But even I thought pre-game, I thought we were far too confident. All of our fans were like, "Oh yeah, we'll smash them." I mean, even I thought we'd win 4-1 if I'm honest, but I knew we'd concede. I
think I put 4-1 Theo.
I just said the same. How ironic. But yeah, I mean, it's you can't take anything for granted in this league, particularly after the weekend Leicester have had. They would have come out to prove a point tonight, and their manager would have, and obviously they're fighting for their lives. And to be perfectly honest, I'm just glad it's another one to tick off the fixture list with a win, particularly after events at Anfield. I'm sure Harry Kane has got plenty to say to the TV camera tonight. Fucking mong. Yeah, we won't talk about that bell end anymore. But yeah, I mean, after that result,
Awesome reject.
Yes, indeed, he's one of their own. Twats.
He looks like he went to a special school. He's the face of a mong-tard.
Slack-jawed bellend is what I call him. Anyway, but yeah, I mean,
we can't say it like in the film. It's slack-jawed faggot in Predator, wasn't it?
Yeah, we can't say that.
Can't say the F word. It means over here, faggot means meatballs.
It does indeed. Mr. Brains.
Faggots and gravy. Mr. Brains is faggots and gravy.
Absolutely.
Say that in America and they'll shoot you.
Yes, they will. Moving swiftly on.
Our language, how dare you?
No, it's just one to tick off the fixture calendar now, and I'll be honest, I think Man United are at home to, I don't know, Milk FC or somebody terrible tomorrow, so I'm pretty sure they'll win. But actually, if you can look up who Southampton and United are playing tomorrow, but all we can do is win our games, and it puts the pressure on them to get results tomorrow, so we can cross our fingers and hope for the best there. They were very lucky to get away with a 1-1 draw at West Ham at the weekend, and in fact, let's be honest, they've been lucky for about 8 months. But we can only win our games, and okay, yeah, it wasn't exactly exhilarating tonight, but it was good enough. I wanted to ask you about some individual players, though, if
Hold on, you've only asked me one question. Southampton are at home to West Ham, and Man United are at home to Burnley. But Burnley are a bit of fun. No, they're not. Burnley have won 1 in the last 5. West Ham have won 1 in their last 5. And Southampton won 4, and Man United have won 2. Just before you make that point, I was really pissed off with the TV. Sky Sports, no fucking games. BT Sports and Radio 5 decided to do exactly the same game. It's bullshit. Why do these fuckers do that? Every game, for all this fucking money these twats are getting, every single fucking game should be on TV, and that should be part of it. You fucking arseholes. If anyone from the FA is listening, go and kill yourself.
It is weird that there's 3 games tonight and only 1 was on TV. It does seem strange when the 2 channels have got.
And about the one tomorrow night, I've got a brilliant site called where'sthematch.com.
It's Chelsea Everton tomorrow, isn't it?
On the morrow. Yeah. I've got BT. Yeah.
Actually, no, it's on Sky, isn't it, tomorrow?
Oh, no, BT 1.
Ugh.
You've got Barcelona Villarreal on Sky Sports 5. Partick Thistle Celtic on Sky Sports 1. That's the game that will just keep on giving.
Oh, God, yes.
People AIDS.
I'm actually, well, obviously, I don't know if you saw the announcements. BT have got another 42 games. They'll be doing the Saturday evening games next year. Their coverage is so fucking budget.
The pop-up fucking picnic table.
Oh, Paul Scholes has got I tweeted earlier on that he is the football pundit equivalent of beige.
He
He's
is.
so fucking boring. He just says nothing. He just goes, yeah, I thought they played quite well, like, you know, fucking, I'm just going to look down at the floor all the time. I'm a bit of a Manchester cunt, like, you know, fucking, I'm ginger cunt. I hate him. He's a
Just
knobhead.
get a brick wall and get him to sit on the plastic brick wall.
And then you got David James who just talks bollocks
I
about
quite
nothing.
like David James. He's a nice, but is he?
He's a nice bloke, but he just says stuff for.
I've not seen him on there yet.
He was on tonight. In fact, he's on now with Robbie. I'm not fat, honest, savage, and I don't mind Fletch. But anyway, we should get back to this game.
Must we?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I want to answer a quick question actually just been asked on Twitter, which I will do.
Is that tattoo on your chest or is that a T-shirt?
No, it is a tattoo, and that's exactly what I was going to answer.
By fat. That's what that says. By fat.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Look, if I put it on camera on you, BYFART by fart.
By fart? No.
What does that say? Fat face.
I'll tell you if you let me speak. I'll tell you. God, what's your name, Davies?
Calm down.
At RobJC.
Is that what it says?
No. It says.
All right, easy, Nipplegate.
It says walk by faith. And there's a rose and two swallows.
Swallows. Yeah. Bless
them.
Not
in the sexual sense of swallow.
Thank God, I haven't eaten today. I've had a few Tic Tacs and they're coming back.
Oh God. Right, football. So, individuals. I was having a conversation with a friend of the show, Calvin. Friend of the show,
Calvin
Tom
Masterson. Fisherman Extreme.
Thomas Munt as well. We were having a chat as well, and Calvin brought up the point, and he was saying that that Paulo Dybala, Palermo, and Inter Mauro Icardi apparently are going to be made available for transfer at the end of the season by both clubs. And he was saying, would you get rid of Theo so that we can bring one of them in? And there seems to be a growing trend of people saying, oh, you know, let's just ship Theo out. I'm not one of them. How did you think he played? How did you think he played tonight? And you know, do you think do you think we should keep him? I mean, I personally do, but I mean, did you think he did well tonight?
Well, if I was from the hood, I'd say I've got much love for the boy.
Mm.
He is. I've got a handful of players I want to see that stay at the club for the rest of their careers. You're going to put your phone on silent. I have to come
doing it as we speak. If you'd stop tweeting, I wouldn't have to ping. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, Theo, Gibbs, Jack, Aaron, and the Ox. They're my 5 players that I want to see them finish their careers at the club, not as cleaners or groundsmen or flip-flop attendants. But no, I want Theo to stay there. But he is going to be wanted by so many clubs. I think Sturridge isn't going to be at Liverpool forever. And was Theo a Liverpool fan as a kid because his dad was a Liverpool fan? I'm sure that with all the contract hoo-ha 2 years ago,
I think
he was a Liverpool fan as a kid. I know that changes the older you get.
Mm.
And when you start out as a kid, bought one team, and then once you go somewhere, you spend a time there, he might even be a Southampton fan. Who knows? Particularly
if you're Robbie Keane, where you've got 84 different boyhood clubs.
Especially every team signed for. Oh, I've supported this club my entire life. LA Galaxy only been in existence for 5 minutes, and I've loved them forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Absolutely.
Welsh back yet? Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me any better, or am I still all verbally underwater sounds?
A little bit. It's whether you're going to fade out. That's what worries me. Have a chat. See what happens.
Just talk a bit louder.
I'll try and keep my answers a little bit shorter, perhaps, and see if that works.
I think what you need is an Ethernet. Fucking Wi-Fi. It's the devil's work.
Were you talking about Icardi a minute ago?
We were talking about Theo and whether Icardi's available, or apparently going to be made available as is Dybala, and I was saying to Danny Theo tonight, and would we keep Theo, and how we thought we performed tonight, and I thought he was very good.
Another good goal volley. Does it count as a volley? It was good.
Hell of a finish.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Yeah, very good finish, but he's still defensively just so poor.
Sounds like a speaking clock.
Johnny's got to get.
Oh, John, what are you doing?
Oh God. This is.
I think we might have to do
it. What did he say?
I don't know. Danny, we might have to go. We might have to go for a twosome here tonight. We might have to drag John back when he's alive.
Maybe we should have a look in the window and see if. Sim's there. Yes. See, because usually you get one of them lot from the pod going, I've been here all fucking day, why didn't you ask me? Yes, it looks like it's not going to work with you, John. You need to go to the shop, buy yourself a long Ethernet cable, plug that bitch in, because the gremlins don't want you on.
Don't want you on. Well, if anybody is listening that would like to pop on to take John's place,
or who lives in Essex and has an Ethernet cable,
or wants to drop it around, do let us know. Somebody with a oh, there's Sim. Look, he said I can come on. Would you like to grab Sim, Danny?
Yes, if you can stay there if you want, John.
Yeah, stay here, John. You can listen to us talk bollocks.
Do we have to get written permission from Goonosphere to get Sim on?
No, I'll sort Stokes out.
I'll just abuse you in the chat box. There you go. That's more than good enough. But remember, everybody can see what you're writing, I think. I've not checked in the other window. I should just send a little invite to Sim.
We're making a substitution. Substitution.
It's not the 68th minute. We can't do it.
We'll go from the Theo question once we've got Sim on board and.
Just look at the ratings and who got the best ratings of the entire match. Szczesny, 8.7. I think that's partly because he scored the goal. Next was Coquelin, Mad Frankie Cock, got an 8.4. And then Ozil got an 8.4. Personally, I think it should have been the Cock or Ozil that should have got man of the match, because I think Ozil getting 2 assists. I can't remember Szczesny's goal. But then on their side, even their Cambiasso 7.4, Mahrez 7.7, and Kramaric 7.3, and Schwarzer 5.9. Dear oh dear, not good.
Not good, no. Should just give a little nudge to Accidental Gooner, who's a friend of the pod, who's just tweeted a bearded Wonderland.
John says Monreal had another good game. He certainly did, John. He got a 7.1.
Yeah, I think he had one moment, didn't he, where he got skinned by Mahrez. I think he got nutmegged. But I was listening to the coverage, and Nigel Winterburn, as I say, was on the co-commentary on Arsenal TV, and he was saying that he was crapping himself for 20 minutes at the end, basically. He was like hiding under the desk, and we never looked particularly comfortable. And the substitution, we should touch on a couple of those. Obviously, Giroud came on for Sanchez, who took a bit of a whack on his knee in the first half.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he did seem to. Our friend Kelly messaged me and said he should be taken off. He did look like he was struggling from what I saw. Let's hope it's not serious.
A team like Leicester.
Well,
the league, the last one, you'd want to test him. At Leicester at home, give him another day off.
I think if you look at the situation of the game itself, I think that's probably why it was risked. As I say, no, it is the most horrible overused cliche in the world, but no games are easy in the Premier League, particularly at this stage of the season where clubs are scrapping for their lives at the bottom, and teams like us really, the pressure is on us to win, and usually we play better when we're under pressure, but there were times tonight where I thought we could easily chuck this in here, so I think that's probably why he played.
Is Simi Javel here? His icon's there. He doesn't look happy.
No. Looks very plain, doesn't he? In the icon there.
He's probably
nothing.
He's plugging shit in at an alarming rate. So, who was your man of the match, John? Here we go, old school. He's typing away. Monreal.
Boom!
Excellent. I was just looking at Cambiasso. I mean, I'm an Inter fan, so is Kris, and he's had 10 years.
I think.
Is he?
Think so.
Confirm that in 30 seconds. He started off at Independiente, which is who Arsenal. I remember Arsenal playing live on ITV, Independiente, in around 1987, and we beat them. Oh, great days! A couple of years at Real Madrid, but to have a player of his experience,
John has confirmed he is an Inter fan.
And Palermo, the Palermo stories from when they were in Division 4. How did I know they'd end up in Serie A? You don't know these things, do you? It's like Barnet ended up in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. Barnet, North London's second best team.
That's it.
Sim is trying to connect. We can't hear him at the moment. He's on and we can't hear him. So further gremlins. So we'll keep talking. This is fast becoming ABW radio / car crash. But
this is why we do the radio stuff and have new people on, because it doesn't really matter about the quality. You listen to Talk Sport, you'll have people doing. My mic is working. Is it? Well, we can't hear you.
No.
Yeah. It annoys me, the quality of the calls on TalkSport and Radio 5. Not just because a lot of them are talking shit, but just because you can't. Am I muted? I don't know. Have a look and see if you. Oh, muted. If you go over my icon and click. No, of course you're not muted. I don't know how this works. Where's my little control panel? Oh, that's chat. There we go. Mixing thing. Nope, you're all unmuted.
Unmuted.
Try another USB SIM.
Or you might need to re-add him and try again, perhaps.
Surprised Outcom wasn't on the bench.
Outcom?
Yep. Whatever his name is. Chipper.
Chipper. I was and I wasn't. Our bench tonight, just looking back, Giroud, Ramsey, Flamini, Woj, Police, Gabriel, sorry, Welbeck. And I wasn't surprised because Welbeck's fit. I think he'll play on Sunday.
They're still teaching him what offside. Offside! Referee!
Stick your hand up.
To learn.
No, I think he might get minutes against Borough, whether it be as a substitute or start. I mean, we it's our next milestone, so we can't take them lightly. But going back to tonight, Aaron Ramsey. Now I tweeted before the game that apparently it's sacrilege. You can't ever say that Aaron Ramsey shouldn't be in an Arsenal side, and you can never say that he should be dropped. Apparently you get burnt for saying less. You get burnt at the stake for saying less. But
you're a witch.
I was glad he was dropped tonight. Or rested, dropped, whatever. It's the same thing. Dropped. Unfortunately, then he came on and seemed to get an injury. Now, it's ironic that Jack Wilshere seems to be getting back to fitness, as Aaron may well have gone down with what they couldn't decide in the commentary whether it was a leg injury or some description of twist or whether it was a hamstring. But it is ironic that Jack Wilshere may well get the nod or be back in action soon.
Both in the same room at the same time.
Yeah, it's very true. But what do you think, Dan? I mean, I thought Ramsey was very poor at the weekend. And then we'll cover the Spurs game in Thursday's pod, but I did think he was very poor, and I didn't think he needed to start today, and I do think that we need to keep that area of the pitch fresh. And as I say, I'm by no means slagging off Aaron Ramsey. I think he's a hugely talented player, but however good a footballer is, if they're not in form, they shouldn't be in the side. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, very true. I mean, John's just said that we need a box-to-box midfielder. I think that they can both do that job, but not perfectly. I think Ramsey's better at attacking, Jack's better at the holding, but we haven't got someone who can track back and do the defending. And look how Arteta managed to adapt his game to doing that. And it's almost we need to play three central midfielders at times, one to hold, one to defend, one to attack. In the days of Vieira and Gilberto, we had one player that could do all three. So it's going to have to get to the point sooner or later where tough decisions are going to be made, where you can't have them all, because Sim's back. Oh, Simmy Javel on loan from Goonasphere. Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think we can put up with this much longer, with needing someone in midfield that can do defending? Well,
I don't know really, because I think Coquelin is. Sim just put transfer papers. I think Coquelin is absolutely fine. The thing that people seem to gloss over is if you play Coquelin, I think you can get away with playing a player like a Jack or a Ramsey or a Santi in the case at the moment alongside him, because Coquelin will always sit deep and he will sweep across. So you can have quite not a flair player as such, but a player with ability on the ball who can drive forward from midfield. And ironically, that is probably Jack Wilshere's best position. Now, when he plays for England, he basically plays the Coquelin role. I'll be very interested to see if Jack does well. He's obviously back in first team training, so we've got to think he'll probably be a week away from making an appearance. He'll probably make the bench against Middlesbrough, I would imagine. But when Jack comes back, I'd be interested to see if we end up playing Jack in that role alongside Coquelin, and we just sort of say to him, look, you're not the defensive midfielder, you're kind of the metronome, you're the guy that can go, like John says, box to box. But the advantage...
John just said that Cox's passing is not up to that. He says teams are quite happy to let Lecoq have the ball, as he's not going to hurt them when he is on it, which I think is a fair point. He gets stuck in, but maybe that's something he's just going to get used to, the flow of the game, the flow of the team, because he's been out of it for so long.
I think his passing's got better. I don't think he's limited. He's no
He's probably
Arteta.
very worried as well. Probably very bit paranoid about stray
Yeah.
passes that he doesn't want to fuck up because he's only just got in the team.
Exactly, yeah. There's pressure. He doesn't want to get the team start spraying, 50-yard Gerrard-esque passes across the pitch. But he's not in the side to do that. And I think that if you have a Jack Wilshere particularly get alongside him, I think with Aaron Ramsey is that he's doing it. He's been doing a job in that role, but really it's not his best position. His best position is where he was last year, playing off the sort of the front 2 or 3 players and breaking into the box. Whereas I think if he is injured and you do see Jack come in, that's possibly where Jack's role will be, where it'll be just playing alongside Coquelin but slightly in front. But going back to tonight, I mean, we changed quite a lot. Obviously, with Alexis coming in up top, we took away the aerial option of Giroud. Leicester played a formation that seemed to befuddle us for a good half an hour, which is sort of this 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, depending on when they were with the ball or without it. We're going to encounter teams that are going to do this a lot. A lot of people have made note of our fixtures coming up sooner. Not the most difficult, but in stages or in parts, I was actually quite impressed with Leicester. Do you think that we got not so much lucky, but do you think we were quite sort of fortunate to when we were 2-1 up not to concede a second, because they had chances?
Definitely. I thought when I tweeted, I did a little cheeky tweet and said it was 3-1, but when people weren't, luckily I think they realised I was joking. That I said, well, I hope we can get another goal. Maybe I should have tweeted 2-2 when I was promoting the live show, because we definitely did let them have too much of the ball. Pass success rate 84 to us, 76 to them. Possession 57 to us, 43. And just looking at, they had more tackles, 15 to 22. They had more dribbles and 6 corners each. I'm just looking at their shots 11, 4 on target. Now we had 17 and 7 on target. Oh, is someone speaking?
No, I was agreeing with you.
I thought I could hear noises in the background. I thought maybe Sim was back, but yeah, the Gremlins are having none of it. Yeah, so
Still trying.
I think they were unlucky. I mean, to have 11 shots at target, 2 were blocked, 5 off target, and 4 on target. Yeah, for a team that are bottom of the league, this is probably how they beat Man United. Was it? They beat them 5-3, was it?
5-3. Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably how they did that, because they're good at attacking.
John just made that very point. Despite their league position, I think they've been better than a lot of teams above them, and they've had no luck. I think that's fair. I think QPR, despite their win tonight, have been terrible
They
all
are
season.
shit.
I think Aston Villa are a fraud of a football club, and the sooner they get into the Championship, the better. Sunderland, Hull have both been very average at best. They've just got sort of results when it's mattered. So, I mean, that's a massive win for Hull tonight, beating Villa 2-0. I mean, Villa are right in the shit now. I'd be interested to hear Villa fans, but they're a club I don't really like.
We've had some feedback on the show.
Have we?
Matt Allwright from Watchdog.
Oh, God, yeah.
I tweeted him ages ago, because they do all those comedy sketches and they're always fucking embarrassing. Just get on with it, of showing shitty builders shitting in people's teacups. And then they keep doing these little comedy sketches, and I told him it's shit, stop doing it. And then I see Martin Lewis on ITV, similar kind of show, but not as good. He now does it, but he dresses up as a woman. And now I feel bad for having a go at Matt, so he followed me and keeps telling me to have a Merry Christmas, says he's listening to the show. I said, really? He said, enjoying the show. And I thought, really, from a pro, I feel bad now for shouting him when I bet it wasn't even his fault. He hasn't told me what team he supports yet.
Oh, crikey. Could be anyone. It's probably Villa now. I've just thrown them under the bus. Let's hope not.
I've got no idea.
Should we go to the chat box and say hello to some people?
Go on,
see who's around. I just see Natasha Nunes, who's just popped up, our Trinidadian Gooner friend. Evening to you.
Is that boring girl?
Indeed it is, yeah. Tim Hargreaves, friend of the show. Ant Wander, I was having a conversation with earlier on. Got Aaron Anthony there.
Tim said that John should go outside and get himself a kangaroo and try and get that for better internet connection. And then I reminded him he's in Essex, he's not in Australia.
No, he's not in Australia, no. Get Off My Dick 9 is back. He's been away for a while.
Why is he
What
was that?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
I hear a sim.
I'm sorry, the transfer papers took a while to go through.
Is that Daniel Cowan delaying things? Was he doing an Abramovich?
He was just trying to get a little bit more of a transfer fee.
We wanted double the nothing we're offering.
Yeah.
Why has Jeff changed his name to Get Off Mad Dick? Did someone misread Jeff Maddock?
Possibly.
I thought there'd be a story behind that, and there isn't.
or it's just irony. I don't know. Works for me. Anyway, well, seeing as we got Sim here, that's our Sim. Sim, what did you think of tonight?
I thought we were a bit shit. In parts, we showed flashes of sort of like good stuff, and then like there was also flashes of, oh shit, it's happening again. I was kind of relieved by the whistle, as I think most Arsenal fans were. But I mean, Ozil showed a little bit of what he's about, so we'll get better. It was tough playing so soon after quite a disappointing result, so I know we'll take the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Danny, I was going to ask you as well, and I'll ask him the same. We were talking about sort of individual performances tonight. Mesut Ozil's come back into the side the last couple of weeks, and he's looked quietly impressive. Another good performance tonight. I think you said his rating was quite high as well.
8.4.
Did I hear you say he claimed both assists? Definitely from the corner.
Well, the second one, he had the shot.
He had the shot that Walcott, yeah.
And Schwarzer pushed it out, and then Theo put it in. So he either got an assist or a second assist. Probably
Cool.
a second assist.
It depends.
Either way,
some people don't count it, some people do. It depends who you look that does the stats.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
counting it, and therefore
I'd give him 2 assists for it.
give him 3 assists.
Danny's spoken, he's counted it, and that's that. well, that being said, Sim, I'll come to you first then. Mesut, he's kind of playing in he's kind of half number 10, half wide. It's a bit of a hybrid position. He seems to float in and out. I've always been of the opinion that a formation doesn't really matter in the modern age. It's all about how you play sort of as a team. Has Mesut impressed you since he's come back?
Yeah, Mesut's definitely impressed me. Just a caveat with as far as formations go. Formations are important when you're defending, more so than when you're attacking. When you're attacking, it's much better to have like that free-flowing attack and have the defense wondering who to pick up and mark. When you're defending, it's quite important to like people should know who they're meant to sort of defend. Ozil, I think, has improved a lot. You can see that he's bulked up, and that's made a massive difference. Even today, watching him like lose the ball, he's actually putting in challenges just to kick the ball out, which before he wasn't necessarily doing as much. And I think that's just going to endear him more to the fans. And once he gets that confidence and lift, I mean, he'll just continue producing beautiful assists, which is what every Arsenal fan wants. So.
Absolutely.
If you look at his last 3 games, where was that? Yeah, I've got so many windows open. His last 3 games, 8.43 and an assist, 7.2 a goal, 9.47 a goal and an assist. And he played 90 minutes for all 3 games, nicking a living.
Playing a nicking a living, yeah, absolutely. I would shut those windows if I was you, Danny. It's chilly.
I've got the heater on. I'm absolutely frozen. Even the cats are shivering.
It is chilly, isn't it? I should say, by the way, Tyrone is get off my dick. Tyrone from Twitter. So, hi, Tyrone.
Oh, Tyrone who wanted Jason's clip.
Yeah, that's the one.
But why is his name looks like there was Jeff, who was the third Jeff.
No, it's because you're seeing it as Jeff. It's get off, but it looks like Jeff with a T in the middle. But it
Hold on, is Jeff Maddock there? Where's third Jeff?
I think he was earlier on. I'm sure. I think he tweeted me actually. Jeff Maddock, did he tweet me?
I bet that.
Priceless audio. This is. I'm sure Jeff was around. If he wasn't, then.
If anybody from LBC are listening, I love your station, but please get rid of the 118434 adverts, because nobody needs a 118434 at 3 o'clock, 3:15, 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock, all the way through, all morning. I actually have to mute it. Stop it. It's not big and it's not clever. Here I am telling people in the media how to do their fucking jobs, and we can't even get a connection.
Thanks for that. I'm going to ask.
I don't know where that comes from.
No, I was going to say I don't know where that came from. I'm going to ask Sim another question now. Sim, we were talking just before, you probably heard, just before you come on about Theo, and John's just clarified in our chat window there that for the record he would let Theo go if the right offer came in. Are you in the sort of Theo in or Theo out camp? Are you on the fence, or what's your views on Theo and especially on tonight's performance?
Well, I read earlier today that Royce has signed another contract, which doesn't necessarily mean he's staying. It means that he's probably got a bit more of
a... right is what it means.
Yeah, don't start, Danny.
Well, he's going to have a larger buyout clause, if nothing else. But I'm very much of the opinion that it would be silly to let Theo go. At the very least, we should sign him on to a longer contract, because if we were going to sell him, we'll get more if we do that. And the other thing is, it's Arsenal. We're going to pick up injuries. So, I mean, you have to keep Theo in the team. Plus, he can score. Like, he's playing shit, and he scored, a goal every game? something like that.
Yeah,
3 in a row.
So we're here
23.
complaining and asking whether we should get rid of a player that scored a goal in every single game so far, and he's only looking to get better.
And they're good goals. There were a couple of real nice volleys.
Yeah, I mean, coupled with that, there were a few bad misses. But I mean, as soon as he sorts that out, he could have easily had 2 today at least.
Well, 3 goals in 4 games actually. Because I forgot that game at the weekend has been wiped out from the records. I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
It's like a missing generation of facts just wiped out, gone, didn't happen.
Just gone. I should say Jacko Blue has just said that he or she, I think it's he, has a question. So I'll look out for Jacko Blue. In fact, there it is. Danny, I'll ask you this one. He says, what do you think of Tottenham?
They're very unfortunate bunch of inbreds. Oh, some of my best mates, like my late Lee, he's a season ticket holder, and his little boy comes round here with him, little Zane, and they give me grief. And I said, you're going to be crying at the weekend when we beat them 7-0, and all I get off of Lam Lee on a WhatsApp was, good game, wasn't it? And that's all I'll ever get, and all my other Spurs fans don't say anything because they only win 1 in 20, so there's no point. They'll just get 19 back over the next few years.
Well, thank you for that in-depth answer. The correct answer that you were looking for was shit. Thank you very much. I've just seen John's just put in the chat box, Spurs fans are tweeting Pochettino out, which is hilarious. What a bunch of bellends they are. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's because they're tweeting with their elbows.
Absolute muppets, that lot. Seriously, I've been reading tweet. I stayed off Twitter after Saturday. I see all our fan base were throwing things at each other from social media, and they were all screaming at each other. And I can't be doing with that. I'm too old and got too bad a receding hairline for that. So I came off Twitter for basically Sunday and Monday. I just stayed off of it, and I put my head in this afternoon and had a little bit of a read of some of the stuff that was being said, and
had a bit of a sniff.
These Spurs fans, they're hilarious. So the old power shift tweets are back out again. Good power shift. You beat us on Sunday. On Saturday, and now hang on a minute. 3 days later, and you're back behind us again.
With the mighty Balotelli.
Well done.
The goal machine has done them.
Absolute muppets. Anywho, moving on to a couple of other points of the game. You mentioned Ospina, Danny. I thought I saw a lot. I saw a very polarised view. Again, I don't want to go too far into Saturday for obvious reasons, but also because we're going to cover it on Thursday. But I thought he was actually very good, and I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, he palmed it into dangerous areas." If you look at the shots that he was keeping out, some of them were at full length. He's palming it into dangerous areas.
It's amazing how many top goalkeeping sort of scouts there are on Twitter, isn't it?
Oh, God,
they know so much. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely. These are the same people that know everything about how the manager sets the team up because they go to training every day. I don't know if you know, but they all watch training every day.
But it's only his 5th Premier League game, and Martinez has only played 4. So he did some good things. Like I thought he was punching in the air was pretty good. His catching was good. He's quite confident. That goal, the bloke had about 1 square inch to put the ball through, and it went past about 3 defenders, and it went in. Things like that happen, like at the weekend. Not much I've got to say about the weekend because we didn't deserve to win. They could have got another couple. We could have maybe got another one. Our finishing wasn't as good as it could have been, but we'll talk more about that on Thursday.
Yes, we will. And just for the record, I said on Saturday that I will not be giving them any credit, and I never will. They never deserve to beat us. If we were so shit that we gave them 2 goals, that's our own fault. They never deserve anything.
Nothing.
So, and as for the guy on 606 who ran up, I think he was called Ian, and he said that Harry Kane will be as good as Ibrahimovic.
I did hear that. I did.
I honestly,
wind up.
Hilarious. What a knob. Anyway, Sim, back to tonight.
People say that. Yeah.
I'll try and find something else to focus on tonight. But yeah, I was talking about Ospina. Now tonight, Danny already said earlier on in this pod that we were discussing him, and he was saying that he thought he was a little bit flappy tonight. He made, I think it was at least 2 pretty decent saves, and I thought his handling was quite good. Do you subscribe to the view that he did fine tonight and he will continue to be? I mean, obviously Szczesny will come in at the weekend, but do you still think he will stay the number 1 until he drops an almighty bollock or gets injured?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Unless Szczesny sort of puts in like a hell of a performance, but even then, I doubt it will happen. With Ospina in the team, like even if he's sort of palming stuff away, we still look more solid defensively. So I mean, I doubt that Wenger's going to want to mess with that as it is right now. And it's up to Szczesny to fight back for his place that he lost, because he was an idiot.
Yes.
So.
No, I totally agree with that.
That's made you wonder in games like if Szczesny would have been playing, it could have all turned to shit, couldn't it? As he decided to play sweeper striker.
Well, even when he played the game at Brighton, there were signs that he was back to his sort of racing around outside the area and flapping at things. I think confidence has a huge part to play in it, but I agree with what Sim said. I think with Ospina, a few people have criticised his height, which I just find mind-boggling.
See, I agree with that slightly. That's one of the things that I think Szczesny has over him. It doesn't make a massive difference when you jump for the ball and your arms are outstretched, but if you have that little bit of height and presence, it does add like an intimidating factor. That's the only small thing it adds, and like keepers that are tall, I think, tend to be better, especially if they can still dive just as well. So, I mean,
yeah, I think there's certainly an argument to be had, isn't there?
He's a shit keeper because he's not like super tall. Like that's obviously stupid. But people still say it because people.
We'd only worry if he was 5'2", we'd probably all panic.
If he was Jock's height, then maybe it would be worrying.
Or my height, for that matter.
Someone on Twitter, in the chat box, where is it? Kushal Shah says Spurs deserved to win on Saturday, and Spurs deserve to finish under us for the next 100 years.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Until they've finished in the Champions League spot 16 years in a row, whatever it is, then they can shut up. But obviously the other result at Anfield did go for us tonight. We've got a break now. We have the FA Cup game on Sunday. But the one thing I was quite pleased about tonight was that even though we were under a bit of pressure, we did hold firm. And the defence, okay, yeah, we conceded again tonight, but it's looking a little bit more settled, shall we say, Danny? Would you agree with that?
Expand on that point, dear boy.
Well, the defence. I mean, we mentioned Ospina, but it seems to be a settled back four now. Bellerin has been given faith, Monreal's faith. Obviously, the two centre backs pick themselves, but we seem to be a bit more rigid.
Clean sheets in a row. It looked very promising. Very promising indeed. And then that all turned to shit. I mean, how did we have? We had 1, 2, 3, 4 clean sheets in 5 games. Brighton one didn't really count because it was a mixed-up team of first-team players and retards who haven't learned their lesson to stop clapping. And then letting 3 goals against those 2 shit teams. What we should have done is got a draw, a 1-1 at N17. I'd have been happy with that. And tonight we should have beat them without looking at taking the way they played into consideration. We should have hammered those. That's one of those games. I mean, Leicester get hammered by everybody. And they do. But I know when
they beat Scum.
Well, that's not hard though, is it? But then I know when they. What was I going to say? Yeah, when there was rumours going around that the manager had been sacked, Leicester fans were ringing up the radio saying we're playing good football, and they are playing good football. But they lost 1-0 to Palace. They lost 3-1 to Man United. They beat that lot. Then they lost to Stoke. Then they actually had a good form of 3 wins in 4 games. Then they lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They lost 6 in a row. So they are. I mean, I quite like Leicester. I've been there. Been to the old ground. It was horrible.
Talbot Street, yeah.
Shithole.
I was there when Dennis got that hat trick. Remember that?
I think I might have been there. I don't know what the date of it was. But I might have been. I've only been there once. It was at night. Does anybody know the date?
No, I without looking it up. 98, wasn't it?
I'm asking that lot if they know. All I know, actually, no, the time I went up there was 1994 because I'd only just got my BMW, and it's the first wheel-wheel drive car I'd ever had. And when I come out the bus station, wheel span it, I was nearly facing the other way on the Huntingdon Ring Road. So there you go, girls and boys.
Somebody's just Sim just put he was 1. That's disgraceful, Sim. Should say hello to Jeff Hulu, who's with us. Hello, Jeff, Chief Blogger Jeff.
He's the man.
But also, there's a tweet that Antoine has just been kind enough to copy. Somebody else brought it up that's come out, which Alexis tweeted tonight, which was sometimes the love for the game and the anxiety to be on the football pitch works against you. Now, that to me sounds like a tweet of somebody who's played tonight because he was desperate to play and has then come off going, "Oh shit, I'm a bit broken." Now, I don't think there was any way in hell he was going to play against Middlesbrough anyway, but is that a worry for you, Sim, hearing that?
So one of the things I did when we signed Alexis, one of the first things I did was sort of Google him. And I think a lot of fans did that because they were keen to see the new guy that we just signed. And one thing that struck me as sort of pertinent was a video on YouTube that you'll probably find if you type in the words Alexis injured Pep. It will be the first video. It's Pep Guardiola yells at Alexis Sanchez for his new injury. And like you could tell, this is a guy that loves football so much that he will play through the injury. He'll do what young players get taught not to do because he loves the game so much. And it's incredibly endearing, and it's what fans want to see, that playing for the shirt and the rest. But you need to be pragmatic sometimes. And I think this was one of those cases where he maybe didn't make the best decision. I mean, if he doesn't learn from it, fine. He'll continue putting in 110% every game, and this kind of thing will happen, and he'll have to sit off and be injured for 2 weeks or so. But this one's like, it's on him. I mean, physios and stuff, they can't help the guy if he says, no, I'm fine, I can play. But yeah, is what it is.
Do you agree with that, Danny? I mean, do you think there's any responsibility for Arsene Wenger to I mean, like Sim says, you can only trust the player, but do you think there's an extra responsibility knowing what he's like for us to do more stringent checks on him, or are you happy for us to just go with the player?
He does tend to get mugged off by the players, doesn't he? Because I wouldn't be surprised if Eduardo would have got up and gone, I'm all right, Gov, I'm all right. Like the rugby at the weekend. That bloke, his head nearly come off. Don't listen to the players at all. You listen to the, what's his name? The physio, Matey Boy's brother.
Oh, Colin Lewin?
That's it, Gary Lewin's brother.
Gary Lewin,
he should go and go, you are not going to stay on. The slightest knock, you're coming off. Because for 5 minutes while he checks him out, if a maximum of 5 minutes, and I'd rather have that than have him out for the rest of the season. And for him twice to get a knock and then still not go off, you're thinking, oh dear, why are you even on the pitch? You don't need to be on the pitch. So yeah, I think Sim's got a point. I think that's
tough.
I forgot.
It's really tough, isn't it? Because I remember, like, when I was a semi-competent footballer, if the adrenaline sometimes will get you through, and if you do the old turn your ankle on the AstroTurf when you're in your youth, you can usually shake it off in a couple of days. But then when you do it when you're sort of my grand old age, and you think, oh no, I'll be all right in about 2 weeks, and you go to run on it, and the first time you go to run on it, it goes again, and you just think, So I can sort of understand that's just at a very low level compared to a man who does it for a living and loves doing it. So I guess it's a bit of a tough one to judge. But then equally, you could be 100% fit and then have another injury. So it's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one to answer. One thing's for sure, though, I don't think we'll see him at the weekend. We might see Danny's favourite up front, actually, but who knows? Who knows? And that video, if you haven't seen it, by the way, it's well worth checking out, because it's quite amusing, but also quite poignant. John's just put Chubba Chubba in the chat.
That's because you got those lollies, didn't you? The chuppa lollies.
Chubbas,
yeah, there you go. That's where I get it from.
Chopper chops. Anyway, so overall summaries then of tonight, is the general sort of consensus that we're all happy that the game's out the way, rather than, I don't think we're going to look back on this in 10 years and go, well, do you remember that night against Leicester? I mean, it wasn't really a gripping game, was it? Let's be perfectly honest. But are we all, we're happy. We're on 45 points now. We're technically, we are top four as it stands. We expect United and Southampton to pick up points tomorrow. But maybe the more pressing thing here is that we're 4 points behind Man City, and I mean, they'd struggle to get a haircut in a barber's at the moment. So do you think we could maybe even push on after tonight and maybe even press for higher up? Sim.
I think I'd rather that we sort of get United and Southampton out of the way first, because it's good to aim. I mean, we should be aiming for Chelsea. I don't think there's much chance of us winning the league, but we have to aim to get maximum points. If you look at our remaining games, that's definitely possible, as long as we don't play like we did today.
What are you saying? Try and catch Chelsea?
Well, I'm saying that should be the aim. I don't think it's realistic.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be a case of, let's try and beat City. It should be a case
I'd like to be 10 stone, but that's not realistic, is it?
Yeah, I know it's not realistic, but if you don't aim to win every game...
You've got a point. Yeah, don't give up. Never give up.
Exactly. So even if they fall short of doing... so it's kind of the case of, if you target fourth and you fall short, then you're fucked. That's kind of the problem that a lot of teams have had over the years that have never finished fourth.
Because most of the teams below, in Southampton, Arsenal, Man United, them lot, and Liverpool, we're only two and a half games away from catching City. I mean, City's form has been drawn, lost, drawn, won. I mean, that's terrible kind of form. Even Chelsea have lost one and drawn one.
I'm
So
slightly
times
upset
like this
about
where-
that. Oh,
Go on.
sorry. Well, I mean, I'm slightly upset about that. I would have preferred City to win the league than Chelsea. Which
Oh
is
God,
weird.
yeah.
So I mean,
Dear.
it's just the scenes. If Lampard was picking up, sort of
Hilarious.
it would have been amazing.
I
And it's just
dislike Chelsea more than I dislike Man City.
Yeah.
Anyone who shares a City with Man United will always be there. They'll have my choice. But Man City, I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for Man City because we've shared loads of players with them. Yeah, they're proper fans. It's like proper Liverpool fans all support Everton, and proper Manchester fans all support Man City, and proper London fans all support Arsenal or Barnet.
Clayton makes a good point in the chat box. I mean, City will now have Yaya Toure and Wilfried Boney back. I mean, that could change things in their favour. I mean, it certainly won't make them worse. And they're away at Stoke tomorrow night, which is by no means an easy
Wednesday night away.
Wednesday night to Stoke, absolutely. And something else I wanted to touch on, and Danny, I mentioned this to you in the quote unquote race for the top four. Spurs, and Liverpool, they both got Europa League to contend with now, and we saw some of the hilarious results that that lot got.
Fiorentina, haven't they?
Yeah, and then they've got the
Carling
Cup.
El Violets.
They've got the Capital One No One Gives a Shit Cup final to play in between those games as well. And Liverpool's squad is not the biggest when it goes to sort of quality. And I still think that, excuse me, whilst Liverpool have been playing all right, I still think they're a little bit in the Man United box of they're getting by, but they aren't really impressing me.
And have Spurs got in the FA Cup again? I've forgotten.
I don't know. We'll have to look next year, won't we? And then of course, somebody else makes a point. Jasper in the chat box has made the point that we then go into Champions League action against, and I will keep saying this, and I will continue to keep saying it, against a Monaco side that will not be easy, and I will keep saying that. Yeah, lost at the weekend. Whoop-de-doo. They're fifth in the French league, and they are defensively strong. Gang up. Anyway,
Chris, I don't watch enough Monaco to know this properly, but they play a very defensive game, no?
They do, absolutely.
So that's exactly the kind of team that we're not going to massively enjoy facing.
Bang on. Exactly. Look at tonight. I mean, Leicester were very defensive. They came for a draw. They looked to hit us on the break with two wingers. It's exactly what Monaco do. They're not blessed with pace up front, but they are blessed with pace in the wingers, and they are defensively strong. And again, we don't want to take away from pod content on the Monaco game, but it will be tough. So we're entering into quite a significant period of time now, but I think Sim's right. You have to aim at Chelsea. I personally think Chelsea will win the league by 10, maybe 12 points. I think they'll be that far away. And the weirdest part is that Chelsea have actually been playing quite poorly the last few weeks as well.
Two-man team.
But because Man City have dropped points, they've not taken advantage of it. So it's kind of ironic. But I think Chelsea will win it. But like Sim says, I mean, I thought pre-season, I thought we could finish third. I mean, tonight's result, whilst it wasn't anything to blow your socks off and will be forgotten pretty quickly, it keeps us in that mix. It puts pressure on the opposition teams, and we know what it's like to be in that situation. Am I right in saying we've got an international week coming up soon as well? An interlull. I think that's coming up soon.
I really hope not, because Wilshire's going to get sort of...
I was going to say, we'll lose all our players.
Again.
We'll lose all our players.
I need to support a country that no longer exists. Who can I support? USSR, that's my new team. I hate international football with a passion.
So do I.
So shit, just ruins everything. Stop it.
I will never support England as long as I live.
Not unless it's 11 Arsenal players and the next Arsenal manager.
Even then, I don't think I'd bother because they'd only all be injured anyway. But no, we go on from here. As I say, we've got the points. I think Tasha put in the chat box a little while ago, the main word I would probably use after tonight is relief, and I think that's bang on. It's kind of relief. It's like another one off. It's one less game to worry about. Our next league game, Danny, is, I need to look this up because I've forgotten it already. Terrible journey.
Away at Crystal Palace. I'm listening to Wenger on Sky Sports. Away to Palace, home to Monaco, home to Everton.
Yeah, well, we got Middlesbrough first, didn't we? Then Palace. So
4 o'clock Saturday, not on TV.
Wait, Danny, has he said anything about the injuries, or is he being coy?
No, I didn't really hear much of what he said. Now they're on to Big Nose Psycho.
I'll look up some quotes while we're doing this. But what do you What do you think? I mean, from here, again, I don't want to touch too much on the weekend, but after tonight's game, after tonight's results, next league game, would you be sticking with the team that played tonight, or would you say that this is more of a rotation to get this game out of the way and then back to a different style team in the next game? What do you think, Sam?
Well, will we be able to play the same players? I mean, if they're not fit, we won't be able to. I guess more of a rotation than anything. But even Crystal Palace away is not going to be an easy game. We need to, and based on how we're performing, I think the Middlesbrough game will give us sort of an idea of how the teams bounce back. I mean, This time we didn't really have much rest, so it's understandable if we're slightly sluggish. I still don't think it justifies what we did today, but we won, so it's fine. But we'll get better. We have to. We don't have a choice. So it'll work out. Be fine. Just be optimistic.
Certainly can't get worse than last Saturday, that's for sure.
Per Sal says Wenger said Ramsey's injury is bad. Jasper asked, do we know the nature of Rambo's injury? Apart from being Welsh, no.
The player knew, didn't he?
Yeah.
I've got some quotes from the manager if you'd like them.
Yep, definitely.
I'm reading such shit on Twitter about Ramsey. Arsenal positives, 3 points, Ramsey injured. That's just what the fuck? Fuck
it's
off.
just lazy journalism and lazy tweets.
No, that's not. That's
just general people.
Twatism.
Twatism, yes, that's the word, twatism. Well, these are some quotes from the manager, courtesy of James from Gunner Blog. Manager has said the derby was a bit in our head, especially in our legs. You can see lost in the final few minutes. It was a very intense game.
Bit of a confidence issue, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Wenger on Ramsey's hamstring. It doesn't look good. He had a recurrence a few times. It's difficult to know why. So that sounds to me like it's the same injury again, which is not good. He went on to say he's not overplayed. Before I never worried about him. Now I'm a bit more cautious with him. On Sanchez, he said he has a knock on his knee. He was not himself from that moment. I don't know if he will be out. And then at half-time, I wanted to take Alexis off, but he said no, I'm okay. Says it became clear in the second half he was not right. So that just confirms what Sim said. And Wenger also said he told Nigel Pearson that Arsenal were a bit lucky tonight. So I think in those statements we pretty much summed up everything we said.
Who said Arsenal were lucky?
Arsene Wenger admitted it to Nigel Pearson that we were a bit lucky.
Not enough will be made of that. When a twat like Mourinho comes out and bitches and whines, the papers all love it. But when Wenger generally comes out and goes, Arsenal were lucky tonight, that isn't going to be all over the papers, is it?
No, I agree. I couldn't agree with that more. But then, as we will always say, and people will always say, good news is not news, is it?
It's not at all.
Only bad news is what's repeated. So,
John
I was just looking at actually. I think John has gone. He might pop up in the other group, but I'll look out for him. Jason Schrader.
If we win the league, Danny has to grow his hair like Kris, and Kris has to grow his hair like Danny's.
Have you seen how bald I am?
He's getting there.
Look.
He's getting there.
I think he should have like a Wayne Rooney type hair transplant. That's what I think.
Even if I had hair, I'd shave it.
If my hairline goes back any further, I'll look looking like Hulk Hogan. So let's hope that doesn't happen. What was I going to say? Yeah. So I want to say hi to Jason Schrader. Hello, Mr. Schrader. Burp. Excuse me. There's a burp. No, I think that Arsene Wenger's quotes there are right. I mean, it's a shame that my only sort of issue with saying Alexis was all right. My only sort of thought then, I mean, okay, he did take him off, but if there's any doubt at halftime, I don't know. Would I have taken him off? It was 2-0. We looked fairly comfortable. Maybe that would be the time to put your foot down and say, "Well, I don't really care what you say. I'm taking you off." Particularly with the next game in mind. Even if he wasn't going to play on Sunday, I'd wrap him in cotton wool. But is it Sunday? The Middlesbrough game? It is, isn't it?
Saturday, 4:00.
Saturday. Oh, okay. Is it on TV? I think
No.
it is. Yeah, I think it is. BT Sport advertised it earlier.
Did they? Well, I've just had a look at where'sthematch.com. Had a look on Saturday. There's a De La Soul song about that.
I think it's wrong. I'm pretty sure BT Sport are covering it.
Maybe
it's on Sunday. Yeah, it's on Sunday.
I mean, BT Sport commentary means that I'm going to watch it on NBC anyway. So I mean.
Oh, I'm going to record it and listen to I'm going to hang on every word Michael Owen says. I love it.
Here we go. Yeah. So
4:00 on Sunday.
Breaking
news.
On Sunday. Soccerway is wrong. Soccerway says it's on. No, the fucking Sunday. Me, I can't fucking read, can I? I haven't got my glasses on.
Sunday at 4 o'clock.
This is
on
why we need you, Kris, because I said it isn't. So,
Yeah.
bloody hell,
Nobody listens.
Villa Leicester's on BBC One at 12:30.
Oh, that'll be a
And
belter.
we're on.
It's got 0-0 written all over it, isn't it?
Oh, the suicide rates will peak, and then we're on at 4 on BT Sports 1, and then I think that's it for the Leyton Orient are playing Olympique Lyonnais on BT Sport 2.
Lorient.
Come on, Leon.
Shut up.
I'd like to add that the mighty Atletico
Leon.
Madrid won 4-0, and the mighty Caen have won 4 in a row in Ligue 1.
Don't forget, Lorient won 3-0 away at Rams. Thank you very much.
The mighty Derby.
Yes.
One good thing about Middlesbrough, I meant to say, that tonight, because Derby and Bournemouth drew, Middlesbrough are now top of the Le Championship, as you would say in France if you spoke bad French.
Terrible
So
French.
now they might be a little bit more concentrated on the Championship, because who's the manager? Oh, it's I keep thinking Branco.
Caranca.
I don't know why. Branco was the Brazilian right back, wasn't he? Yes,
was.
you got Aitor Caranca, and I
Excellent,
think it's
okay.
going to be between him and Derby. Yeah, him and Derby, because old. I always think Moyes. It's not Moyes, is it? It's old Umbrella Man.
McLaren.
Oh, Rihanna. McLaren. Aaron. Hey, see what I did there?
You're all weak, boys and girls.
I'm going to stop. So we got the Palace game. Probably won't be on telly. That's Saturday. Definitely Saturday, 3 o'clock. That won't be on telly.
No.
But there again, if you go to the site that our uncle Reverend Raj gave me, it's $10.99 a month, and it gives you all of the channels to your web, to your internet on your PC device. It's very, very good. Yeah, I was watching LBC. I was watching NBC. Sim saying that made me think of it. Is that what you were watching, Sim? You got one of those things you'd pay? Or
Definitely not.
Dirty streams. I mean, they're all illegal, and we don't justify it at all.
No.
That's got fuck all to do with me. They just take my money.
That makes it fine. That's fine. That's
I don't
absolutely
watch a lot of TV. I mainly just have TV shows that I like and I just watch them because I don't like ads.
I watched the whole game like this, so I'm only part, and then I was casually looking slightly away, and I was blinking a
So
lot.
if anyone knocks at your door, you can go,
Yeah.
I wasn't watching, Governor. I wasn't watching.
I wasn't watching it. No.
I mean, although, if you want to confuse somebody, do what I did the other day, go into the Apple shop and ask them about podcasts. They get really confused. It's like going into Starbucks and asking for a coffee. They haven't got a fucking clue. Unless it's got Frippalapolino on the end of it, they don't know what it is. No, not a clue.
Talking about Apple, I bought a blender from Amazon yesterday. 20 quid. Should be here tomorrow.
Apple blender.
Well, no, it just blends fruit, doesn't it? It's like
Yeah.
the end of the bottle. She
Jokes.
drinks
Joke's
it.
ruined.
Oh,
Joke's ruined.
fantastic.
Tim got me.
You chuck it all
Same
in there, and then you put the blade in it, and the offspring wanted it, so I bought it. So it'll be here tomorrow.
Is that a juicer type thing? Is that what it's for?
It's green. It's some kind. It's like a giant magic bullet.
Yeah, NutriBullet. I got one of those. It's fantastic.
Green.
It's amazing.
You get
so
two
good.
of the canisters with it.
Yeah.
I hope
That's
it's not. I hope it's not that kind of bullet, Danny.
I spend a fortune. Easy
Jesus
time.
It
Christ.
is very aerodynamic.
I do
We-
spend
we
a
don't-
fortune on Amazon. They don't sponsor us either, so fuck them.
We don't. We don't promote sex toys on this podcast.
Oh, mine is the Breville Blend Active Personal Blender,
Oh no, that sounds shit.
and then I spent
My
70 quid.
NutriBullet. Yay.
I spent 70 quid on Tassimo discs, and I bought a D-Link Share Center 2 cloud storage bay.
Can you hear all those clicks? That's everyone leaving the chat.
No, and I bought vitamin K as well.
We actually went up one after he said that. So I knew.
Tassimo
actually-
signed in.
Oh, yeah,
It's
quick
not
thing
one.
for Timothy, because he's asking me about Netflix. What you do with Netflix, if you're in the UK, is you can download a program that tricks it into thinking you're from the US,
On Firefox.
and then you get
on
access
Chrome.
to everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, our very own Jeff was saying it thinks I'm in America. I think he might have been in Portland at the time. No, he wasn't. Yes. If anybody wants any consumer advice, just watch the wonderful Matt Allright on Watchdog. It's back soon, I should think.
You're not saying that because he's listening at all, are you?
I just feel guilty because I was horrible to him. I'm not usually horrible to people on Twitter, though, am I? I just save it for the WhatsApp group, calling you all horrible names.
Unless
If
they're
you're,
religious, then you get really sort of...
if you're listening, Matt, I wouldn't be mean to you. All right, I want to throw it over to our adoring audience now, chaps, if I may. So obviously there's going to be a bit of a delay here, but if anyone's got any questions or anybody that wants to bring up anything on, if we can keep it to tonight's game if possible, because we've got lots to cover in the pod on Thursday. So if you can keep it to tonight's game, and if there's any questions that you have for Mr. Sim or Mr. Danny or Mr. Me, please ask away, and we will do our best to answer the questions. Tyron just asked me for my PlayStation ID, and I've put that up on the old in the old chat box. So
I think Gimli's just lined up another guest. It's Jesus Chingley, also known as Dan. Gimli's just been speaking to him. JESUSCHINGLEY. Gimli's been speaking to him on Skype, and I think Gimli wants to slip him on the pod. I mean, on the radio show. Yes.
I genuinely have no idea who Jesus Chingley is. Great.
He follows all of us, and he follows the pod, and he sees things says, I've done a sick, and he has a picture of a dog as his avatar.
Ah, right, okay. I don't. Oh, this is a gentleman who is doing some great work for charity, isn't he?
That's it, yep. And I think he's chucking us a couple of shirts that we're going to try and flog off and then give all the money to charity, because we make no money from doing this. And any money for shirts and things we do get, we give it all away.
Well, absolutely. And actually, yeah, stay tuned. At the end of, what are we now? We're in February? March, April, round about April, May time, a certain Sunday League team in association with the ABW might just be doing another giveaway. So stay tuned.
Oh, they might well indeed.
Yes, we will. We'll obviously be scrounging off you as usual and asking for donations to keep our wonderful club alive. But
we should ask the FA, because they've just got £5 billion for fuck all.
There's not one. There's not two. There's not one. There's not two.
No.
There are 3 prizes for donations this year we're going to give away, and they're all 2 of them are worth £400 or more each.
Yes.
So there we go. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, questions. So let's see if anyone's put anything in the old box here.
How many shirts did they give us? Did old Simon?
Simon? Yeah, they gave
3, didn't they?
Gave
Four.
Well, in total they gave 2 for the Pirates and 2 for the pod.
Oh, 4 in. Oh, those lovely men.
Yeah,
in fact, I'm going to go and find his book and then tell you all to go and buy his book and from Amazon. It's called The Arsenal Shirt.
Yes,
so
it is.
A little shout to that, because he's they're both lovely. Simon and
Christ, I've forgotten. James. Is it James? I think it's James.
Oh, James, unpronounceable surname.
No, it's not unpronounceable.
Sure, Shamshin.
No, that's Simon's name. Shake Shaft is Simon's surname.
And James got wrong in the point he did the shirt.
Yes, yeah, Shake Shift I called him. Sorry, Simon, if you listen.
It's hardback only, and you think it's a small book. It's about that big, and
I've got it. I'm looking at it now.
That thick, and it is. My one's there, and it's absolutely brilliant. Currently on Amazon for $19.99, and if you go to Amazon, if you put in the code word Arsenal podcast or Bergkamp Wonderland, it will have no idea what you're on about, and you'll get no money off.
Thanks for that. It is an excellent book. It is an excellent book.
I've been licking some of the pages, usually around 1998.
Jesus Christ. Anywho, right, questions. So, Tim, I've just seen one from Tim here, at Kris and Danny. Nabil Fekir from Lyon, yes or no? How much would you be willing to pay if we were negotiating for him? It's a difficult one, Tim, because for some reason everyone seems to think we need to add another attacking midfielder. I saw the Dybala links earlier on as well. I like Nabil Fekir. I would rather he stayed at Lyon for another season, because I think he would need another season to get 100%.
No money are going to win Ligue 1.
Well, here's fingers crossed. But I think if particularly if Lacazette moves on at the end of the season, which I hope he doesn't, but it seems he might, I think they'll probably do all they can to keep Fekir, and they won't need to sell him. So, on ability alone, yeah, absolutely. But as I said earlier, though, I think if you're bringing in another little player like that, then it means we have to get rid of one. And personally, I don't want to get rid of Santi, Theo, or Ozil myself. So, I think we're all right in that department, personally, but thank you for the question. Do you agree, Danny? Do you disagree? Would you bring him in anyway?
I've never heard of him, but he's got 8 goals in 20 games in Ligue 1, and
we'll have to ask Jace.
Mayonnaise are one hell of a team.
We'll have to ask Jace, because he's got his finger on the pulse of European football.
Danny, can you say his name quickly? Because I think that was the point.
Yeah,
That's
please say his name.
Nabil Fekir.
Very good, very good.
Not bad.
Here's another question. Sim, you can have this one from a good friend of the pod, Antwand. Would you play Szczesny versus Borough?
Where?
Yeah. I don't know. Can he shoot? Yeah,
should
fine.
shoot more.
Play him. Let him redeem himself. Give him a chance. Everyone deserves a chance. He's had
He
about
didn't against
70.
Brighton, though, did he? Acted like
Yeah.
a twat against Brighton.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, how many chances does he get? I don't know. I still think he has the potential to be a great keeper. So
What's Polish for 1 million? How about John? Go on, John, type away. What do you think? 30 seconds, people.
Is my microphone working?
Oh, it's a little
wait,
bit.
it's working. A little bit. Hey.
How would you play him, John?
No, I want to see Marvis play.
You got sounded a bit depressed, like you ended it at the end. There, just nah.
That's really weird, John. That your head. It's really strange. There must be a setting. It's like he starts talking and then it goes quiet. It's really weird. It's very strange. But I think he said no. I think. Anyway, what else we got in the old question box? Jacko Blue is another good one. Only midfielder signed in the summer should be Schneiderlin. Do you agree, Danny? I know Dom's getting wet at the thought already.
Dom is now dry humping a kangaroo over there. Sim's just put something in here from. Read out what that was from Jasper. Sim.
Jasper Trail-Basil. Oh
No.
my god! I've just
Trail-Basil.
copied Danny's pronunciation. That's horrendous.
I'd like to go at the middle of nowhere and get them to pronounce the word sausage because they will have no chance.
Sausage.
in Brazil, do you know how they say Jonathan Woodgate?
Hujugate.
Wushigate. Right, there you go, you bunch of mongs. But I don't pick on them, do I? I just go, that's
Anyway.
what they do. Bless them. Go on, read the question out, Tim.
Carry on, Sim.
Tim twice, because his other bloke's name begins with a T, ends in a T, starts in a... Oh, fucking hell. I
You're doing
haven't
a
eaten
Davies.
yet today. I need pie.
You're doing a Davies. Shut up and let Sim talk.
Can I
Go on,
talk now?
Sim.
You finished, Danny?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please
sorry.
Please
How
do.
about Bellerin's defensive performance? We seem open on that side last couple of games, and I will go to Kris. Tell me what you think.
Yes, to a degree. I think the thing is when you play a young lad who's learning his trade, much like we saw with Callum Chambers, they'll often start brilliant. They'll have a few games where they plateau a little bit, and then they'll either kick on or they'll go backwards. And I think Callum Chambers got to that stage where, through no fault of his own, he was being played far too much, and his form suffered. And I think with Bellerin, it's slightly different. I think he's getting the games on merit, and obviously until Debussy's fit, which realistically we're another sort of 6 weeks away. So I would stick with him. You have to look at the player in front of him as well, which has been rotated a few times. The person who's playing either alongside to the right of him or directly to the right of him in front. But no, I think he's doing all right. I think he offers us another dynamic option when going forwards, particularly on that far side. The only games I would worry about him would be away from home against sort of a big side. And I'm sort of thinking, obviously Stoke, we saw what happened when he went up there. I think games when we go to Old Trafford, I would be a bit concerned. Big pitches, I think he'll get pulled out of position. But no, I think he's doing well. And yes, we might look a bit open on that side, but that's kind of the team's responsibility to go, we've got a young right back, we need to protect him.
Okay. Danny, do you think that Bellerin showing signs that Jenkinson could maybe take a place back?
Absolutely not. No. I don't think. I think the only thing I like about Jenkinson, I mean, I like the bloke, but his crossing is brilliant. But that was when you were comparing it to Lauren. No, not Lauren. Sanya. Fuck it. I've not eaten since about 8 o'clock last night. Yesterday. Yes. So, I think Jenkinson is a little bit too lanky and not fast enough to be as compared to as good a right back as Bellerin. But there again, Bellerin will fuck off back to Spain anytime soon. So as soon as he's had a decent season or two, he'll be back to La Messia. So yeah, I think he's a fantastic player. Make the most of it while he's here.
John also said before his microphone, which he described as a fuck pump, which is brilliant. He said that he would play Martinez on Sunday and not have Szczesny. So there you go.
That's what I said against Brighton. Fuck Szczesny off. Loan him out to bloody Brentford again.
There's another question here, which I'll throw to you, Danny. Another one from Ant. If Ramsey is... Oh, bollocks, the bloody thing just moved up. If Ramsey is out for an extended period of time and Wilshere isn't ready, who is your midfield three? So we'll do both of you. So, Danny, you take it first.
Oh, dear. Well, it's going to have to be Flamini and...
Cock.
I don't want to say Cock. It's going to have to be Mad Frankie, Flamini, and Chambers might get a game there. I'll just Bielik. He's been doing wonders in the youths. Diaby.
I've got a question on him in a minute.
Been sold for sausage meat. Well, it's going to be just looking at it all. Cazorla's going to have to play in the middle with Flamini and Mad Frankie because there is no one else. I mean, I know Rosický's there, but I don't think Wenger wants Rosický to play back-to-back games, does he? I know he's only 34 with the knees of a 60-year-old. I'm just looking at the Arsenal squad. Maitland-Niles, he's a promising player. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Zemalem. Maybe they're using parts of Zelem to rebuild Diaby. If Diaby comes back and he's 5'8", you know where Zelem's legs have gone.
You know what's happened, yeah. What do you think? So who would your midfield three be? Because I tend to disagree with Danny there, but I'll come back to that.
I think you definitely have to play Cock. I kind of agree a bit with what John Welsh is saying. So he's saying Cock, Rosický, and Ozil. But then at the same time, you can't play Rosický back-to-back games too much. I'm a fan of the Cock-Santi pivot. I think they get out of trouble quite well together.
That sounds like a move from the Kama Sutra.
I'm a fan of the Cock-Santi pivot.
Oh, God, that shit.
That's the name of a podcast, if ever I heard one, yeah.
A 60s pop band, a 60s rap band, even though it didn't exist. I'm going to shut up and eat some Tic Tacs.
Carry on, Sim.
I don't have anything else to say. Yeah.
I'm going to overdose on Tic Tacs.
So why do you disagree, Kris?
I just disagree because I think the formation we're playing is it's not necessarily a 3. It seems to be a little bit more like the 2, the 3, and the 1 again is what we seem to be going. Although we line up almost as a 4-1-4-1, it's kind of 2 holders, and Santi's been playing alongside Coquelin in recent weeks. So I would be more inclined to go with, like you said, Rosický probably for the home games, and then rotating him in and out. Probably, I mean, I wouldn't have Flamini in because I think him and Coquelin are too similar. I think you'd have to play Rosický or Santi in that role next to him. Maybe just rotate the 2 because you've got plenty of wide options. Welbeck's come back now. Obviously you've got Welbeck, Walcott.
Get their names right, for fuck's sake.
W and W. You've got those back to full fitness. You've got Ozil who can play either centrally or wide. So for me, it's any one of Rosický and or Cazorla alongside Coquelin for me. So I don't think you necessarily need the 3 because I think the 3 in front of them they can be rotated either Walcott, Ozil, Welbeck, or Cazorla. So I think you can mix and match any of those 5 in any positions, or we can just go back to the 4-1-4-1.
Should we see if John can shout out his midfield 3 really loudly, really quickly?
I think he's typed them actually already.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he's getting no help from this. This was about Bellerin. He said he was getting no help from the 3 in front of him, Coquelin, Rosický, and Ozil, which I tend to agree with him on. So I wonder if that would be the 3. If that's the 3 you'd go with, John, let us know. If that's the 3
that was the 3 he'd go with. That's why I read it out. He said that before.
Ah, my apologies. Sorry. So that is the one.
Right. The other thing with Bellerin. The other thing with Bellerin is that he's obviously being targeted slightly, which is why Monreal's had less to do. Which means that you see Monreal actually coming to right back to help out sometimes when he knows that he's able to. So I mean, that it's not a case of Bellerin's now performing shit. It's that people are saying that he's inexperienced. Let's give him a hard game. So I mean,
and also Andrew Pearsall's made a very good point as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain should be back in 2 weeks' time, and he's another one who can play centrally with plenty of energy. So I wouldn't be adverse to seeing him alongside Coquelin and putting Santi further forward.
I feel really bad. I just forget what players we have because they get injured.
Yeah,
oh yeah, we have him. He can totally play there. So,
and that opens up a whole new argument. We have got a lot of players and we have got a very strong squad. And I think people forget that when they're all fit. It's just unfortunately they're never all fit.
Yeah, but people say that you only have a strong squad when you don't have to use it. That's what Chelsea have had. When they can keep playing the same 11, they have strength and depth. And then they don't have that same 11, they suddenly fucking capitulate against Bradford. So I mean, It is
Man
what it
City the same.
Yeah, and you take Yaya Toure out of that team, you see what happens. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Question for both of you then. Sunday, Christian Bielik's been tearing it up in training apparently, and we've kind of briefly touched on Gabriel. Would either of you play both, either or, on Sunday? Danny, do you want to have a go at that first?
Yep, and I agree with Aaron Anthony who says give Chambers a run in DM, but next to Cock.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Give him a go.
Don't think he's technically good enough personally, but
Well,
you know, fair shout.
somebody. Right back is out the window. Centre back is out the window.
I think he'll be a centre back long term. I think he'll be fourth. I think he'll be fourth choice centre back, and he'll cover it right back when we need him. That's where I think he'll. Bearing in mind he's 21, he's got plenty of years ahead of him.
Yeah, he won't be looking at it like that, will he? So we brought him in, and now we brought someone in to replace him already.
Well, he's not going to go anywhere, is he? I mean, don't forget, Mertesacker's the wrong side of 30 because Shelney's older than people think. I think he's 28 now, so you know, Gabriel and Chambers could be the future.
I've just seen Hull's first goal, no second goal, and Doi.
Oh, did he score? Did he? Doi?
And Doi.
Yeah, Damon Doi. Yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant. The old Guzan flaps it, and he falls on it and goes underneath him and in. Oh, what a goal! Poor old Villa. They're down quicker than Jace's pants.
Yeah,
on
just on the because I thought the point was, I don't know anything about Gabriel sort of coming in. So from what people have said, it seems like he's similar to Koscielny. And then you have Chambers, who's in the mould of Mertesacker. So I think it's a case of both of them are kind of like our third choice at this point. And depending on which one is out, the other one will fill in.
I think you're right.
I was watching Gabriel playing in the Brazilian 7th Division 25 years ago, and he was quality.
Oh, shut up. Don't start, Danny. Above that.
I was -4.
John's just put he would give Bielik a go rather than see Gabby get a go in the league game. He'd rather see Gabby get a go in the league game. Sim, would you like to see Christian Bielik? I mean, he's the one we haven't seen anything of yet at all, not even on the bench. Would you chuck him in? I mean, okay, you know, it's Middlesbrough, but it's quite an important cup tie. You know, we want to get through this.
I don't want us fucking this up because we're in a decent position. I don't want to sort of get too ahead of it, but like we shouldn't be looking to fuck this up in any possible conceivable way. We can have them on the bench.
Try.
Yeah, we'll try and we'll give a good go of it. But in the end, the result is the thing that matters most. And like I don't know, I can sacrifice not because I still think that third is where we'll end up finishing. I could sacrifice finishing fourth if it means a better FA Cup run, if it means slightly less rotation. I'd be happy for them to be on the bench and sort of come on when we've sort of made the game ours. But to start them, I haven't seen enough of him in training to say whether he could. But I'm sure it's on Wenger's head anyway. He gets paid enough to do it.
Just before you,
go on.
I was just going to say, just before you say that, I think Wiley Outs made a good point here, and he took the words right out of my mouth. What about playing Coquelin with Bielik and having two quote-unquote holding midfielders? So you've got the benefit of a first-team player in Coquelin there, but you've also got Bielik, who essentially you're giving him the start, but rather than putting all the pressure on him as the only defensive midfielder, pair him up, and then having a strong midfield in front of him. Would that be more of something that you'd be tempted to do?
I thought that's what the question was. Because originally I was thinking of it being Coquelin and Chambers, and then I was thinking Coquelin and Bielik anyway. But yeah, definitely.
Oh, fair enough, yeah, I got you in that case. Makes sense, absolutely. What were you going to say, Danny?
Gnabry's back.
Yeah.
68 minutes in the 2-1 win over Newcastle, and so is Maureen Littman. He's back. and old Zelalem, he played the full game, I think. No, he didn't. He played 81 minutes. And Dan Crowley, future Arsenal legend, he played.
Can't see any of them starting Sunday, but I could see Gnabry back on the bench.
No, I mean my point was Gnabry first team should be in the first team squad. Is now back. He's played the game for the first time in a year, so maybe in a month's time he might be ready for the first team.
Yeah, good news. He did make an impression when he burst through. One of the. And Akpom as well, yeah. I mean, I would be more tempted to start Danny Welbeck on Sunday, and I think that's probably why he was left out tonight. I think Giroud will probably be on the bench. I think Ozil will be on the bench, but I would start Welbeck through the middle on Sunday, and I would probably start the. I think you can't really afford to rest Cazorla at the moment because with Ramsey going injured tonight, I think that's going to be a bit of a pickle. So I think you'll probably see Flamini come in with Coquelin, to be honest, although I would be tempted to see Bielik, but I think it'll be Flamini.
Well, if you have the three of them and go really defensive, and then in front of them just have forward players that are allowed to do whatever they want.
Yeah, 3 defensive midfielders and then just like a whole host of forwards in front of them.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? I've got one final question, then we'll wrap this up because we've been pittering on for long enough.
I have been. I've been talking shit. I'm hungry.
Wow.
I'm fucking hallucinating.
That's what we do best, Danny. Anyone that
seeing
listens to After Dark knows that.
That's a good question.
What?
Oh, while out. If Alexis's English improves by the time Arteta leaves, he'll be the next captain. So
who knows? Yeah, I mean,
I'm completely against that. I'm so strongly against that. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Only because, like, I think sometimes, like, a player that's like a talisman, it's sometimes better to have them unbridled from any responsibility and just let them play their game.
I think Theo should grow a full beard and shave his head like Henri did.
Yeah, if it improves his game, yeah, I'm all for it.
Good.
If it's aerodynamic, though, I think the beard would drag him down.
That was my final question, actually, and we'll wrap things up. One name I want from both of you. If it wasn't Mikel Arteta next season, because I still think it will be officially, but who would you have as your captain? Danny?
Mertesacker.
Sim?
Ramsey.
Interesting.
Think he needs the grief. How about John and you? Get typing, John. Get your little pinkies going.
I don't think Ramsey needs the grief at this stage. I think he needs to concentrate on his form. But I think Mertesacker is the one for me personally.
And back
as well,
up,
I agree with you.
I want Gabby as the new captain only because he looks like the sort of guy who'd murder your children in front of you and be happy about it.
Very good, Johnny. Very good.
Oh, if only he had an internet connection, we could hear him say that himself.
We'll get him sorted. We'll get him back. Don't worry. We'll start to wind things up then, boys and girls. I did just want to say to Andrew, who just asked the question, when is the
pants off? Are you for fuck? Oh, jeez. No. I know it's not the after dark just yet.
I was just flicking my lead out from underneath me.
Are you wearing a fluffy hoodie?
It's not fluffy.
Is it Mo skin?
No, it's
Mo?
just
Mo?
Oh. No, it's just
so much stick today. I had to throw him a bone. Oh no, Simra, that you could have said it. If I'd shut up, yes.
Hush. Right. Andrew asked when the next After Dark is. I think it's tentatively planned for the 1st of next month, isn't it, Danny?
It should be Sunday the 1st of March, and roughly about 11, 12 o'clock at night. And I think we're going to keep it to 5. So I think we, Kate and Gimli definitely. I think other Jeff wants to get on because he's got some stories to tell. So I don't really. It was fun, but it's all very much going, hey, look at me! I once got naked and shagged a beaver with a sausage machine. And I don't tell personal stories about too much stuff. And mine is just driving.
Danny will just sit there and look angry.
I've not been drunk since 1994, and I didn't even like that. So I don't have any fucked up stories to tell. What's him?
I was 1. Continue.
Oh, God, don't start. Okay, Danny, I want you to plug something you've got to plug, please.
Yes, as long as you let me know in plenty of time. So then if
play some elevator music.
Go check out other Jeff's blogs and shit. They're really good.
That was it.
That is exactly what he should be plugging. Yes.
Right. Rory's done a blog for us. That's very good. That's not the bit I should be reading, is it? So he's probably put it in the group of Mongs. Where is he?
For fuck's sake.
Which one did he tell us it in? And then we said, maybe put it in
the FIFA group. It was in the FIFA group.
Was it?
Yes.
Would you boys mind mentioning Rory's blog, as long as we win, and Simon's blog going up tomorrow on Schneidling, easy Dom. And he says, thank you very much. Danny's my favourite. Oh, bless you, Jeff. Kris looks like an old defunct Jesus. Honestly,
legit Jesus, I think you find.
It says it there. There you go. Oh, you can't quite see, but it does say, I don't really like Kris. He's a wrong un.
Well, it's true. It's fair. Thank you for that. Okay, podcast this week. Just so everyone's clear, by the way, we will be doing radio shows pretty much for every game now, apart from we might not be doing the Champions League games if they're on a Wednesday, because obviously if we've got a pod on a Thursday, it's a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
So we'll probably will do the Tuesday game, and we'll do after every after every league game and cup game and all that. So we'll be seeing some new faces. We'll have John back with less of a cock pump microphone, hopefully.
Tim
and Tim. I spoke to Sardia this evening, and she's. I think I've managed to rope her in, so she'll be on at some point as well.
Kelly, is she going to come on?
I'm still working on her. We'll
Because
see
we
what we
do
can
want
do
to
there.
encourage more females to come on here.
Yes, absolutely. It makes for different opinions and different viewpoints from different
people from other
perspectives,
countries.
Yes, the whole shooting match there.
But don't just come on like that bloke who said he could speak Urdu and all he did was put on an Indian accent.
Yeah. If anyone obviously
I can totally speak Urdu. What are you talking about?
That's
Come on,
what
guys. Let's be very, very clear. I can speak Urdu if I wanted to.
That's what you
I
did.
save it for the corner shop. Come on, guys. Let's be nice.
Should
let's
also
not
say,
resort to this.
Danny, you made an excellent job of it, but if you would like to read Rory's blog, it's on bouncing back from a defeat, and Simon's blog, which is going up tomorrow, is all about Morgan Schneiderlin. So that just to clarify what the blogs are about. Please do give him a read. Jeff works extremely hard, takes no credit, and just apologises all the time because he's Canadian.
And unlike
he does
and
work
it's free.
extremely
That's
hard.
the main thing, guys. He does all of this for you guys for free. He's putting in hard hours. He is toiling away, and he should just go give him the views. It means so much to him. Give him like, give him favorites.
Shut up.
Social
But unlike
media.
every other blogging site, we don't have sponsors. We don't say shit for clicks. We don't do that. And we don't give people deadlines either. So when they fancy to do a bit, they do a bit. And if they don't, they don't.
Exactly. And I'm working on
he needs to
something.
learn properly. I'll show him how to do it properly.
I'm working on something which hopefully all of our bloggers will get involved in as well. So look out for that. Hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. A little bit of colouring in, a little bit of join the dots.
Crayons.
No,
Love them.
We're trying to work on something that is close to all of our hearts that all hopefully we'll all get involved in. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep it at that. But that's pretty much all for tonight, boys and girls. Thank you for joining us. The other thing to mention, as I said earlier, is the pod will be back as normal on Thursday, where Gimli and the guys will be going through, sadly, the weekend's loss that didn't happen. Obviously covering tonight's game in a bit more detail for you as well.
We should have Raj and Jeff Arsenal on for that, and I think hope we're meant to be having Jan Fjortoft, the Norwegian legend, who is absolutely brilliant. But it hasn't got back to Gimli yet, so we're leaving it to the very last second before we get someone else in, because Jan is top quality.
Yes, so hopefully it'll be Jan. If not, it will be somebody else. It might be Dom, but that's difficult with times. Equally, it might just be somebody we drag off the street. So
Sim's making demands. He wants to move. He's going back to Gimli.
Yeah. And we should say as well that if anyone is interested in coming on the radio show, myself and Danny are the two people to contact. So just do what you did. Just do what Sim did tonight. Just bully your way onto it.
But you must
just say that you're free and you have a headset, and they will let you come on, and they'll be really nice.
If you have a headset and Ethernet, then it's good. But if you're like John and you've got a wank stick and Wi-Fi, and you're living in a nuclear bunker, a cock pump, then it's not going to work.
Under the bathwater. Yeah.
I mean, Wi-Fi works fine. I'm on Wi-Fi. You just have to have decent Wi-Fi.
Well, John's only got 28k dial-up. Bless his socks.
AOL. I think John's got a problem.
He's on free.
I think John was saying the problem is his microphone. So we'll get it sorted. We'll do some testing. We'll get him back on. But yeah, if you, on a serious note, if anyone has got an interest or would like to come on with either myself and Danny or both of us, if you're lucky to join us on the show, then please do let us know. We can't promise, so this is not a legally binding contract, but we will do all our best to get some new talent out there. So please do.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey.
Yes. Absolutely. I will keep working on it.
I keep badgering her about it as well.
Yes.
I know. She's got no excuse. I'll get on to her again. But that's it from me. And John said he hasn't been paid either. Don't believe their lies.
I don't know if people can see that, but John's been abusive. Might be the last time we might have him killed.
Love him.
Letting out secrets.
Thank you to everyone that's listened. Thank you, Sim, for jumping on at late notice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
And Danny, thank you as ever for setting up and doing all your diddly bits and talking.
Too many minutes.
Stuff.
Yes.
Too many minutes.
It's been very good. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Right, we'll see you all soon, and take care of yourselves and each other. Ta-ta.
Good night, cheeky monkeys.
Bye. boy.